Why you still feel tired after eating healthy, according to Eastern medicine. 5 essential principles of Eastern nutrition. You eat clean, you choose organic food, you drink plenty of water, you avoid sugar, dairy, and unhealthy fats. But still, you often feel tired. Your digestion is off, your emotions feel unsteady, your sleep is restless. Or maybe you just have a quiet sense that something inside isn't quite right. You've changed your diet, but perhaps you haven't yet changed the way you see food. In modern nutrition, food is seen as energy, as substance. But in Eastern medicine, food is understood as qi, as a way of harmony. Eastern medicine doesn't just tell you what to eat. It asks you to consider when you eat, in what state of mind you eat, and how to eat in a way that not only feeds the body, but also nourishes your life force, calms your mind, and gently rekindles the inner vitality that may have been slowly fading. So what truly makes a body feel well? According to Eastern thought, health is not simply the absence of illness. It is the harmony of 3 essential foundations. Jing is the material essence of the body, like your genetic and hormonal foundation. Qi is the life energy that flows through you, supporting movement, digestion, and circulation. Shen is the clarity and steadiness of your mind and spirit. When Jing is strong, your body is grounded. When Qi flows, your energy is alive and balanced. When Shen is calm, your thoughts and emotions are at ease. And all of these begin with how you eat each day, not through a one-size-fits-all healthy diet, but through a quiet art of eating in rhythm with your body, with nature, with your own inner landscape. In this video, Tao of Healing will walk with you through 5 core principles of eating in harmony with Eastern medicine, from Yin and Yang, seasonal rhythms, and body types, to the state of mind you bring to each meal. Ancient stories and timeless wisdom from the East, where food was not just fuel, but a way to protect the body, calm the heart, and preserve life itself. And perhaps most importantly, a shift in perspective that shows eating well is not about restriction or control, but a quiet, daily practice of self-healing. Why did ancient sages see every meal as a form of spiritual practice, not just a way to stay alive? And how can you begin to eat in a way that heals, rather than in a way that fights against your body? If you've been eating all the right things, but still not feeling well, this might be the doorway back to the kind of nourishment your body has been quietly asking for. You're warmly invited to subscribe to Tao of Healing and explore a deeper journey into healing, traditional Eastern wisdom, and the natural intelligence of your body, from the organs to the soul. So, are you ready to begin? Let's start together. Part 1. The 5 essential principles of eating according to Eastern medicine. Principle 1. Balancing Yin and Yang, listening to the quiet harmony within. Have you ever had a meal that was labeled healthy, fresh greens, raw fruits, detox juices, but afterward you felt cold in your stomach, your body sluggish, your mind drifting in a fog? Or a hearty, flavorful meal, rich, spicy, warming, that left you restless, overstimulated, unable to sleep? You didn't do anything wrong. It's just that the food and your body weren't aligned, not in timing, not in energy, not in resonance. In Eastern medicine, every food carries a natural energetic quality, either yin or yang. Yin foods are cooling, calming, downward, inward. Yang foods are warming, activating, upward, expansive. For example, watermelon, pennywort, and green tea are considered yin. Ginger, cinnamon, alcohol, and grilled meats are yang. The human body is the same. Each person holds a unique internal climate. Some people tend toward coldness, poor digestion, low energy, yin dominant. Others tend toward heat, inflammation, irritability, yang dominant. Food is meant to sustain life, but when eaten in balance, it helps return us to harmony. Each person is a current of energy in constant motion. You are not a standardized machine built for calorie equations. You are a living ecosystem of qi, affected by seasons, emotions, time of day, hormonal cycles, and the rhythm of your own life. That's why Eastern medicine doesn't ask, does this food contain enough vitamins? But rather, does this food match the energy of this person in this moment? When you eat in ways that disrupt the balance of yin and yang, you plant the seed of internal disharmony. If you are cold-bodied and eat a raw smoothie or iced salad first thing in the morning, your digestive fire, known as the spleen qi, can shut down. The result is bloating, cold limbs, loose stools, and fatigue. If you already run hot and consume lots of spicy, fried, or grilled foods, your internal heat can build into inflammation, insomnia, skin issues, and emotional unrest. A modern pattern we see often: people who follow clean, cold, detox-heavy diets with the goal of health, but eventually experience digestive issues, chronic fatigue, cold hands and feet, hair loss, and sleepless nights. The problem is not the food itself. It's eating the wrong food at the wrong time with the wrong energy, against the rhythm of nature. When this continues, yang qi, the warming, uplifting life force in the body, quietly drains away. So how can you eat to restore balance between yin and yang? You don't need to memorize all the theory. Just begin with something ancient and simple: listening. After each meal, ask yourself, did I feel warm, clear, light, and peaceful afterward? Or did I feel heavy, cold, tired, or unsettled? Let your body's response be your guide. Here are some gentle ways to support energetic balance. Add warming elements like ginger, garlic, scallions, or warm broth to raw or cold dishes. In winter, favor cooked, slow-simmered meals. In summer, eat lightly and cooling, but avoid extremes of cold. In the morning, skip cold smoothies or raw salads. Begin with warm porridge, light soups, or gently steeped tea. In the end, a balanced meal nourishes your qi. A misaligned meal scatters your energy, dims your clarity, and drains your essence. Balancing yin and yang is not a formula. It is a living art, a daily conversation with your own body, and a quiet spiritual practice that lasts a lifetime. There is no universally good food. only food that matches your energy, your needs, the moment you're in. There is no perfect, healthy diet, only harmony between you, your meal, and the season of life you're in. Principle 2. Eat with the seasons, aligning your body with the breath of the earth. Your body does not live separate from nature. It breathes with the wind. It shifts with the sun. It contracts with the frost, and it rises again with the first tender sprouts of spring. But modern life, surrounded by concrete and air conditioning, has caused us to forget. Each season carries a quiet message, a call to adjust how we live and how we eat. In Eastern medicine, seasons are not just changes in weather. They are shifts in qi, the subtle energies that move through all things. The energy of each season interacts with the internal qi of the body. When you live and eat in harmony with the season, energy flows easily and illness is rare. But when you live against it, qi becomes stuck, leading to fatigue, mood swings, and subtle imbalances that ripple through the body and mind. Each season is linked to an organ system. Eating with the seasons means two things: nourishing the organ most affected during that season and balancing the climate outside with the energy within. Spring, liver qi awakens. Eat to support release and gentle movement. Spring is when yang qi begins to rise, like trees budding and wind stirring the grass. The liver governs spring. It prefers flow and freedom. It suffers when energy is stuck. That's why spring calls for lighter meals, less greasy or spicy food, and more room for movement. A hint of gentle sourness, like watercress, cabbage, or sprouted grains, helps the liver's energy rise evenly without stagnating or flaring upward. Summer. Heart fire is at its peak. Eat to cool and calm the spirit. Summer is the season of fire. Yang qi reaches its height. The heart is most active, and when overstimulated, it may lead to restlessness, insomnia, or anxiety. Eat cooling foods, but avoid extremes of cold. Try dishes with pennywort, mung beans, lotus seeds, winter melon, or sponge gourd. Avoid too many iced drinks or fried spicy foods. They may trap heat inside and disturb the mind. Autumn. Lung qi draws inward. Eat to moisten, nourish, and soothe. Autumn brings dryness in the air and a quiet melancholy in the wind. The lungs are sensitive to dryness and need gentle support. Choose moistening, slightly sweet foods like steamed pear, lotus root, job's tears, honey, or chestnuts. Cut back on dry, fried, or overly spicy dishes. They can weaken the lung. Winter. Kidney stores essence. Eat to warm, nourish, and strengthen. Winter is when yang qi retreats and yin dominates. The kidneys, the source of your foundational energy, need warmth and deep nourishment. Favor slow-cooked, warming meals like sticky rice porridge, red beans, chicken soup, bone broth, long-gone fruit, goji berries, and red dates. Avoid raw vegetables, iced drinks, or cold tropical fruits. They weaken digestion and create deep cold in the organs. Eating with the seasons is not about following a rigid list of recipes. It is about breathing with the rhythms of the earth. You don't need a chart to tell you what to eat. Just look up and then look within. Is the air dry? Do you feel a scratch in your throat? Is the cold wind cutting? Do you feel it in your back? Has the damp weather lingered? Do you feel heavy or bloated? Food is not just fuel, it is how we move qi. And qi only moves smoothly when you listen to what the world is whispering to your body. When you eat with the season, your body joins in harmony with the sky and soil. And in that harmony, you no longer have to fight nature, because nature itself begins to carry you. Principle 3. Eat by the body's clock, honoring the natural rhythm of your organs. Your body doesn't live in isolation, it lives in rhythm. A subtle, invisible cycle repeats every day, what Eastern medicine calls the clock of qi and blood. Each 2-hour period in the day is linked to a specific organ system. When you eat in alignment with that organ's peak time, your food becomes true nourishment. But when you eat at the wrong hour, even if the meal is healthy, digestion weakens and the body cannot fully absorb its energy. The result is strain, stagnation, or hormonal disruption. The 12-hour organ clock in traditional Eastern medicine. According to this ancient view, a full day is divided into 12 energetic segments. Each 2-hour window is when a particular organ is most active, drawing in qi to carry out its core functions. When we live and eat in harmony with this flow, the body restores itself naturally. Energy moves freely. The mind and body remain in quiet balance. 5 to 7 a.m., large intestine time. This is the best time to eliminate waste. Start the day with a warm glass of water to awaken circulation and gently flush toxins. 7 a.m. to 9 a.m., stomach time. This is the golden window for breakfast. Eat a warm, nourishing meal to fuel the digestive system and energize the body for the day. When breakfast is aligned, you'll feel focused and grounded. 9 to 11 a.m., spleen time. This is when your body absorbs nutrients most efficiently. If you ate well earlier, this is when your mind feels clear and sharp. 11 to 1 p.m., heart time. This is the best time for lunch. The heart governs blood and spirit. After eating, take a quiet moment to rest. Avoid overstimulation, emotional strain, or stressful work right after your meal. 1 to 3 p.m., small intestine time. This is when the small intestine separates useful nutrients from waste. A calm, centered mind supports smooth digestion during this phase. 3 to 5 p.m., bladder time. The body enters detox mode. Drink warm water to support your urinary system in flushing residual waste and rebalancing internal qi. 5 to 7 p.m., kidney time. The kidneys store vital essence. Keep this time gentle. Avoid salty foods, heavy dinners, or eating too late. Doing so burdens the kidneys and weakens nighttime restoration. 7 to 9 p.m., pericardium time. The protective layer of the heart is most active. Stay relaxed. Avoid upsetting news, stimulating media, or heavy emotional conversations. 9 to 11 p.m., triple burner time. This system helps distribute energy throughout the organs.
The body needs quiet now. This is the time to enter rest, not keep pushing forward. 11 p.m. to 1 a.m., gallbladder time. This is when the gallbladder governs judgment and decision-making. If you are sleeping deeply, it restores inner strength and clarity. 1 to 3 a.m., liver time. The liver detoxifies and releases stored emotional tension. If you wake often at this time, it may signal stagnant liver qi or excess stress. 3 to 5 a.m., lung time. The lungs begin cleansing and regulating breath. People with respiratory issues often cough around this time. Deep, peaceful sleep supports lung qi and breath for the day ahead. Why eating at the wrong time matters. You may eat healthy food, but if you eat late, eat in a rush, or skip meals altogether, your body may never receive the energy it needs when it needs it. The result is weakened spleen function, poor liver detox, scattered qi, and emotional imbalance. The effects may not be obvious, but over time, the rhythm of life begins to falter. Golden hours for nourishment. 7 to 9 a.m., stomach time. This is when your digestion is ready to receive warm porridge, steamed eggs, rice soup with soft vegetables. These gently awaken qi. Skipping breakfast or replacing it with only coffee leaves your digestive system without the fuel it needs, leading to fatigue, poor focus, and weakened energy stores. 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., heart time. More than just a meal, this is the time to care for your emotional center. Eat with calm presence. Take a short walk or rest afterward. Avoid multitasking or consuming intense media. It scatters the heart-mind. 5 to 7 p.m., kidney time. Dinner should be light and early. If eaten too late, the kidneys are forced to keep working when they should be winding down, which can disrupt sleep and create nighttime heat or tension. The ancient medical text, the inner canon of the Yellow Emperor, says, "To eat in time is to follow destiny. To eat against time is to resist the heavens." So how can you live in tune with your organ clock? Don't eat breakfast too late. After 9 a.m., the qi has already shifted. Eat lunch on time and allow yourself a moment of quiet afterward. Finish dinner before 7 p.m. Avoid late-night snacks after 9 p.m., as the qi is already beginning to retreat inward. When you eat on time, you nourish more than just your body. You return to the quiet pulse of the universe itself. Principle 4. Eat for your constitution. There is no one-size-fits-all diet. Have you ever tried a well-known healthy diet only to end up feeling tired, bloated, cold, or breaking out? Have you ever looked at others who seem to thrive on anything they eat and wondered why you're eating clean, eating right, but still not feeling well? You're not weak. The food wasn't wrong. It simply wasn't aligned with your body's energy. Eastern medicine doesn't ask, "Is this food good?" It asks, "Is this food right for this person in this moment?" Because every body is its own universe, with its own energy constitution, organ function, lifestyle rhythm, and yin-yang balance. Some people run cold, some run hot. Some have weak digestion. Some carry emotional tension. Some feel drained at the root, lacking focus, warmth, or stamina. Understanding your constitution is the key to choosing how to eat. Cold constitution, weak spleen and digestion, prone to cold hands and feet, bloating, poor digestion, sensitivity to wind. Raw or cold foods, fresh fruits, salads, iced drinks further weaken digestive qi. Instead, favor warm porridges, ginger broth, slow cooked meals, and warming herbs like scallion, garlic, and fresh ginger. Hot constitution, excess yang, prone to heat, irritability, acne, insomnia, dry mouth. Spicy, fried, or alcohol-heavy meals only add fuel to the fire. Instead, choose gentle cooling foods, boiled vegetables, lotus root soup, mung beans, and steamed apples or pears. Qi deficiency, easily tired, weak focus, pale complexion. Always low energy, frequent hunger, difficult to concentrate. Overdoing detox or fasting worsens the condition. Nourish with glutinous rice, red beans, Chinese yam, longan fruit, chicken bone broth. Liver qi stagnation, emotional imbalance, tension. Prone to mood swings, sighing, poor sleep, tight chest, or appetite loss. Avoid greasy or spicy foods which trap qi. Favor slightly sour, cooling greens like celery, spinach, watercress, sprouted grains. Eastern wisdom says, food should bring harmony, not trends, not control, not comparison. Simple ways to eat for your body type. Observe how you feel 30 minutes after eating. If you feel light, warm, and clear, the food suited your energy. If you feel heavy, cold, restless, or bloated, something was off. Never absolutize any one food. Let your body be your best teacher. There is no perfect diet for everyone, but there is a way of eating that fits you, in this season of your life, in the energy of your body, in the here and now. You don't need to chase trends. You just need to return to your own rhythm and eat as an act of care, not control. Principle 5. Eat with mindfulness, nourishing the spirit through your state of being. You've had lavish meals and still felt empty inside, and you've had the simplest food yet felt deeply nourished. It wasn't the food, it was your presence. In Eastern medicine, the spirit, known as Shen, is the third pillar of life. Jing is essence, the physical foundation. Qi is energy, the vital movement. Shen is clarity, consciousness, your living awareness. You may eat the healthiest food, but if your mind is scattered, your pace rushed, or your attention elsewhere, then that food cannot truly nourish your spirit. Instead, it adds to the chaos, leaving you feeling heavy, tired, or unsettled. Eating is not just an act of survival. It can be a ritual, a practice, a path back to presence. What does mindful eating look like? It doesn't have to be complicated or spiritualized. It simply asks you to pause, Return to your body and truly be there. Eat slowly, chew gently, feel the warmth and texture of the food. Avoid eating while working, scrolling, or watching TV. Don't force yourself to eat right out of guilt. Eat with gratitude. Before the first bite, you might quietly say to yourself, "Thank you for this life that became this meal." Why is nourishing Shen so important? Because in the modern world, Shen is what gets depleted most. Constant pressure, chronic multitasking, digital distraction, emotional overwhelm, all scatter the spirit, fragmenting your inner light. The more unconscious you're eating, the more your Shen drifts away. And when the spirit dims, sleep becomes restless, memory fades, emotions feel flat or frayed. Ancient wisdom says, "Eat in silence, still the mind. Let food nourish qi, not feed the noise." How to turn a meal into a healing ritual? Before eating, take one deep breath and gently exhale. As you chew, notice the taste and rhythm. No need to judge. See your food as part of the earth, touched by rain, sun, hands, fire. After eating, pause before getting up. Feel the quiet current of energy moving within. When your spirit is calm, your body can receive. True healing begins when you are fully present with what you consume. No superfood or supplement can nourish you as deeply as one meal where you were fully there with breath, gratitude, and care. And no practice of healing is more powerful than living fully in the smallest moments. A breath, a meal, a gaze, a quiet thanks. We've now walked through 5 foundational principles of Eastern dietary wisdom. Eating for yin-yang balance, not trends. Eating with the seasons, not against nature. Eating in sync with your organ's biological clock. Eating for your unique body, not for an ideal. And above all, eating with presence, to nourish not just the body, but the spirit within.
When chosen with care, eaten with awareness, and digested with peace, each meal becomes a silent medicine. And this is not just advice from physicians. It is the kind of wisdom passed down across generations, from mountain sages, centenarian healers, to emperors who once traded gold for a good night's sleep. So how did our ancestors truly eat to nourish life? What did they notice? What did they learn? How did they live in alignment with breath, nature, and time? In the next part of this video, Tao of Healing invites you into a quiet journey through stories not meant to convince, but to awaken, not meant to teach, but to reconnect you to a deeper intelligence already living within your body and your being. Part 2, Ancient Stories and the Timeless Wisdom of Eating, a Meal as a Way of Living. In the world of Eastern medicine and nourishing traditions, there are stories you won't find in textbooks or medical records. They were passed down through whispers, from teacher to student, from one generation to the next, not to instruct, but to awaken. Awaken what? The understanding that eating is not just technique, it is a way of living, a part of the Tao.
The story of a bowl of porridge and the emperor's return to life. Legend says that in his final years, Emperor Gaozong of the Tang dynasty suffered from chronic insomnia, bloating, fatigue, poor digestion, and stagnant vitality. Despite having access to the best imperial physicians and an endless list of remedies, nothing worked. One day, a reclusive Taoist known as Master Bai Yun was invited to the palace. He didn't check the emperor's pulse. He didn't prescribe herbs. He simply asked, "What do you eat each morning?" "I usually have braised chicken, pork stuffed buns, and a bit of warm wine to stimulate energy." The Taoist smiled gently. He offered instead a single bowl of plain rice porridge, a few slices of fresh ginger, and a pinch of black sesame.
And then he said, "Your spirit is like a white crane, weary from long flight. Let this porridge be the gentle wind that carries it. Eat in silence, as if offering an apology to the life energy you have overdrawn." From that day forward, the emperor ate only simple congee each morning. He also sat quietly for 10 minutes afterward. No distractions, no words. Not long after, his symptoms faded. His mind calmed. Sleep returned, like a soft breeze from childhood. One humble bowl, when given at the right moment, to the right person, in the right state, can heal more than 100 prescriptions. And one extravagant meal, eaten at the wrong time, in the wrong condition, can scatter energy, deplete the essence, and dull the spirit. The ancients taught, eat breakfast like a king, lunch like an ordinary person, dinner like a sage. Because morning is when young energy rises, the body needs fuel. Evening is when qi withdraws, the body needs rest. Never eat to full capacity, fill only 7 parts of 10. Leave 3 parts empty so the spirit has space to settle. Even when dining alone, treat each meal as a sacred offering, because each grain of rice holds the essence of sky, rain, soil, and human care. Part 3. Eating as a practice, a meal as a quiet path to healing. In the end, eating is not just instinct, not just nutrition. It is a practice, a silent, invisible form of cultivation, without ritual, without doctrine, only presence, only listening, only reverence. A Zen master in Kyoto once said, "I do not eat to heal, I eat to be present." For over 20 years, he suffered from chronic stomach illness. He tried herbs, diets, acupuncture. Nothing worked. One day, he stopped trying to heal. He simply sat down and ate in silence. No conversation, no newspapers, no thoughts. Only chewing, breathing, sensing the meal as if it were touching his spirit. A few weeks later, the pain disappeared. He smiled and said, "Do not eat to be full. Eat to come home." 3 centuries ago in Vietnam, a great physician named Hai Thuong Lan Ong said something remarkably similar. True health begins with the way you eat. He didn't write menus, he wrote principles. Eat with the season, qi will flow. Eat at the right time,
the organs rest. Eat for your own body, digestion will flourish. Eat in stillness, the spirit will be calm.
He didn't ask what is most nutritious. He reminded us that even the finest dish can create illness if it clashes with your inner state. But a single bowl of plain porridge, if aligned with your energy, can restore the soul. From the snow-covered temples of Japan to quiet Vietnamese villages, those who have lived long, peacefully, and wisely all began with how they chose to eat. When you eat in harmony, you live with vitality. When you eat in stillness, you live in peace. Through gratitude, through presence, through a deep breath before the first spoonful of rice. Dear friend, if you've made it to this final moment of the video, perhaps a part of you already sensed this truth, that food is not just for survival. It's a way to nourish what is most alive within you. Even if you cannot change everything at once, you can begin with one breath before a meal, one slower bite, one silent thank you over a bowl of warm soup. That alone may be your first step back to the Tao, through the simplest door of all. Tao of Healing will continue to share gentle, grounded ways of restoring your energy and spirit, through traditional wisdom, natural healing, and the art of living well in a modern world. If something in this message has resonated with you, please save this video, share it with someone you love, and subscribe to Tao of Healing so we can walk this journey together, of living in rhythm with nature, with strength, stillness, and clarity from within. And perhaps your very next meal will be the first one you are truly present for. What will you eat tonight? And will you eat like someone who is simply feeling up, or like someone who is truly alive? Tao of Healing wishes you a nourishing meal, a deep restful sleep, and a quiet, steady day, right in the heart of life. Until next time.